Hello beautiful souls, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're doing a pick a card reading on the next chapter of your career. I'm really excited for this video and for you guys to find out what the next steps are gonna bring and what exciting news is gonna bring in your career. I'm very excited for you. So if you're new to pick a card readings, we have 4 different piles that you can choose from. You can choose from just purely intuition and the number of the pile, or you can choose by the crystal. If you choose by the crystal, I'll show you in a minute which crystal each pile has, so you can get a better sense. For pile 1, we have this beautiful piece of crystal or quartz. It's really lovely. And for pile 2, we have this beautiful piece of tiger eye. For pile 3, we have this piece of crystal quartz pyramid crystal. I said crystal twice, never mind. And for the 4th pile, we have this piece of amethyst. Perfect. So you can pause the video if you need more time to choose your pile. If you feel like you're ready, you can scroll down into the description box and pick the pile that you resonate with. The timestamp will be right there. And before we get into the video, I would just like to mention that just keep in mind it is a general reading and you want to really tune into your intuition and take with you just what resonates. If you hear something that doesn't resonate, please leave it. Don't take it with you. And if you, once the reading starts, if you don't resonate even with the beginning of the reading and you keep feeling like, no, this is not me, then please pick another pile. Don't try to fit in something that does feel like a no. So you have your full power in this reading, and always use your intuition because these are messages that are meant for a lot of people, so maybe not everything will resonate. So I hope this was helpful and I'm looking forward to see you in your reading. Bye! Hi pile number 1, if you chose this crystal or quartz, then this is your reading on the next chapter of your career. Let's see what we got for you. So I've picked like one first card as general indicator that we kind of gonna keep looking at it through the whole reading. And this card is so beautiful. Says, "Who you are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate?" I love this. I'm gonna put it there in the middle. See if you can see it. Okay, perfect. And now we're gonna get into the cards that you got for this reading. Just gonna place them first. And then we're gonna go through them. In the middle. Too many. Sorry, just 1 second. I always find it hard to fit everything in. Alright, and then I also got clarifier for each card. And we're gonna have a look very shortly to each one of them. Wow. Okay. Perfect. All right, so let's begin with the first set of cards. So we have, here we have the 5 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. And these 2 cards are really, let's say, the current position or where you're right now in your career. And to me, like, what really comes through with this is, you know, there might have been like a sense, especially while growing up, or like, sorry, the mentality and the mindset that you had growing up of a sort of a blockage on money and or lack of money, or the the idea of that there was not enough money, or some sort of like economical hardship, whether it is actually present in your reality right now or not. I feel like actually is more part of the past than the present. But there might be some idea still like within the present that there is not enough money, that some sort of like lack mindset around money in general. But at the same time, I can see that within the present, you very much try to heal this. Like you very much try to kind of like cut out everything that kind of came from that scarcity or mentality that didn't really support your expansion within work and within your career. And your attitude is very much like the attitude of a leader. So the mindset that you have is actually very, very positive. It's just that at the root of it, more I would say on the unconscious mind, there is this kind of like belief that you might not even be fully aware of them, but you can sense there is something in there that is still on this lack mindset. And the reality of it is that is not true, and is not reflecting even the reality of the moment. But by them already being there, they do influence the reality in which you live in the present. So yeah, there is this kind of like dual energy of like something more on the unconscious lines, and then the conscious mind and the conscious mentality is like you're very much going for what you want. You have like more of this leadership capacity and this intention to really completely clear out this element of like lack beliefs regarding money, but there's somehow still part of them is still there. Then we can have a look at the next cards, which is like really the sort of the challenges or obstacle or issue that you currently are facing or you might be facing within like a career like setting. We have the 8 of Cups in reverse, and then we have the 7 of Wands. And what is coming through for me is like with this that there is an element of you needed to step away from something that within the work environment is not extremely healthy for you and is not emotionally fulfilling, and there is a part of you that you cannot really be yourself in the current situation you're in. It's like you have to somehow defend your values, your belief. Even if you do work a lot and work hard, there is a part, like some part of you that cannot fully be yourself, and it has to constantly be on this defense mode. This could be like if some of you, because of course this is a general reading, but some of you, if you have like a business that is linked with family members, I feel like this is coming up quite strong. Like there are some beliefs from the past that are generated from that family, and then by working with them there is more traction and there is more tension created. But even if you're not working with family and this is just like a business with co-workers and a boss, there is still that sense that something needs to change, and you do need to walk away from something that is a dynamic that is not quite healthy. And there is a sense of like within you of kind of try to avoid this part. So like for example, in each one of you, you know exactly what I'm talking about if this resonates. Like you know exactly, like for everybody it can be like a slightly different shades of what the dynamic that is happening, but you know inside that there is something that is out of balance, if this resonates. So there is a sense of like maybe avoiding or even fearing the change, because you don't know exactly what is going to happen if you, let's say, stand up to your boss, stand up to a family member that you run a business with, even if it's like, for example, a partner that you started your company with. There is that sense of fear. It's like what is going to happen if I stand up for what I believe and I ask for a change or a shift. So there is some fear holding you back to do this shift. But it feels like it's very much called for, because it might be like on the unconscious mind generated by this sort of lack mentality. It can be also a lack of self-worth, like in which you think unconsciously you don't deserve that much money, you don't deserve a raise, you know, like you're not good enough to make that amount of money. It can be some underlying unconscious belief that kind of manifests this reality, but there is an element of something has to shift within the present work situation that you have, so you can reach the next step, the next layer, and there is fear around that. So yeah, this is what we see so far. Then the next set of cards that we have, it's like we have like sort of your strength or skills or things that are available to you that can help you, that are like inherently yours in a sense. And I love this so much for you because, sorry, every time I move the cards, I move everything. We have Justice and we have the Sun. I love this. I love this so much for you. Yeah, I'm getting a sense of like that you're way more powerful, because these are like two major arcana, by the way. You're way more powerful that you give yourself credit for, you know, like there is an element of like you not being even, maybe because of this rooted unconscious belief that there is something that is not enough within you or around you. You don't really give yourself full credit or on how powerful you are and how capable you are. And within your like strengths or skills that can really help you, you have a sense of like within a sense of fairness, a sense of like justice, and also like you're very like sorry, you're very accountable as a person, and that is like you're just always fair with everybody. But I get a sense that you don't get the same fairness back. And equally, you know, you're a very positive person, like you bright the day of the people around you, and you have this innate capacity to bring optimism and a smile on people's face, and this is like beautiful qualities that you have, but that somehow it feels like you use them more for the benefit of other people instead of using them for your own benefit. In a sense, it's like when it comes down to you, you don't use them so much, and it's actually something that you can use, as I said, not just for others but also for yourself, because it's like you're not really using the full capacity of what you can offer for yourself, and the focus is kind of being on, even within your own business, is like prioritizing almost other people over you, over your business, over your choices, and this is something that holds back. So to kind of like tune into more your own power and what you already naturally have and offer for others, and use it as well to your own advantage, and to bring that kind of energy when if you want to, for example, ask for a change or a raise, depending on which specific situation you're in, to remember that you are those things, you have those things, not just when other people need them for you, but also when you need them for yourself. So, sorry, my cough. This is extremely beautiful and valuable for you. And then we have in the next set of cards sort of like the opportunities or the potential that can be, in a sense, positive for you on your path within the career. And then we have the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands. And what this immediately said to me is that you know, through this change that you've been somehow afraid of, you have a huge opportunity to really let go of a lot of like this mental negativity that has been oppressing you. Whether it's again connected with this kind of like sort of lack mentality of lack of self-worth, but even maybe anxiety or depression that could have rippled out of them you do have the opportunity with this shift to actually release them. Equally of releasing maybe like a sense of like working too much or like overburn, because the two things could be connected. Like it's not necessarily that maybe you work too much, but when you did run your mind over so many things and you're not internally at peace because something is not aligned, then there is way too much energy wasted through that alone, not even thinking if you've been doing more work than actually you should have. But either ways, there is, with this shift, there is this huge opportunity to release this mental negativity as well as the load that you've been carrying work-wise. So it feels like really dropping like this huge bag that you've been carrying with you. Like you can see in the picture, I can show you. She's carrying it in the front, but you know, I can easily see within yourself, like carrying in the back, that you will be able just to drop down on the floor once you allow this shift to occur. Once you kind of allow like the change that you've been, in a sense, wanting and at least internally asking for to take place, then, you know, there is this huge opportunity to have this massive amount of release. Mentally, physically, and actually practically as well in your work reality. So especially, as I said, if you've also been overworked by your company, by the work that you had, or even if you are an entrepreneur and you've been overworking yourself to the point of exhaustion, you know, like this is exactly the opportunity to shift something and bring balance within that. Then we have sort of like the next card is like the potential, let's say, future direction or outcome within this current pattern. And this is so beautiful. I love this so much for you. We have the Nine of Pentacles. I think with the light you cannot probably see them. I'm going to show them to you a bit better. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and then we have the Hierophant. And this is so beautiful because this is such a positive, incredibly successful outcome with the shift. And the thing is, like, the Nine of Pentacles is all about like abundance, luxury, success, you know, being rewarded for all your hard work. And is literally the opposite spectrum of the Five of Pentacles that we begin with this sort of like unconscious mindset. So there is something within this shift that will happen and needs to happen that will bring you, apart from the obvious that we just said before, releasing all of this weight that you've been carrying mentally, and as well like workload or like more on a physical level. There is this openness for like finally abundance, luxury, and the reward of everything that you've been working for. And I also, with the Hierophant, what I feel like is like you becoming, in a sense, your own guru, like you taking charge of the situation from an internal point of view. So where you're not letting like all negative belief drive somehow decisions in your life, as well as not letting other people, whether it's family member that you've been working with or a boss or some co-workers, to not allow you to be fully yourself or to be able to express your ideas or your values. Like with this shift, is like all of that somehow fades away and you become this empowered version of you that doesn't need other people to tell them what they need to do. And it's like you're getting your own truth from the inside. There is no more looking at other people for the answers. There is no more looking at external sources, but there is a sense of like internal knowledge that comes through that will allow you as well all of this abundance to come through. And I think it's this is so beautiful. It's so empowering, which is really the opposite of the obstacles that, you know, like feeling that it was present, you know. It's like it's completely opposite. It's the complete turn. So that's really wonderful, and it's great and positive news. And then we have like sort of like the advice or guidance on the best steps that you can take to move forward in order to achieve the future direction or goal. And we have, I gotta show them to you as well. We have this so beautiful judgment, and we have the 8 of Wands. And for me, what it comes through when I look at these cards is this, that all of especially the shift that we were talking about before, it's something that really does depend on you, even though other people are involved. There is something that internally you have to be ready to make the shift. You have to be ready to want the change, which is sometimes easier said than done, because it's like there is a really big gap between the unconscious and the conscious mind. But it is just, you have to be ready on multiple levels to kind of step into this next level, because the point is, like, once you do, things will move so fast, extremely fast. It's like, and it's all clearly positive things, right? But sometimes, weirdly enough, we're also afraid of our own success, not just our failure. And there is an element of, like, maybe you deep down you feel that, or that is like, once you do make this shift, like, the floodgates are going to open, and there is going to be a lot of abundance and a lot of success and reward coming to you. And maybe there is a part of you that is even a bit fearful of the success, or that kind of like abundance that can come through, because it's going to be a huge change, and things are going to move super fast once that happens. But yeah, it's like, it's an awakening. It's like almost like a wake-up call that I think is just, of course, necessary, and it's extremely beautiful. And you will, once you kind of go through it, even though in the moment there is fear, you will appreciate it so much, because it's completely going to shift your reality and the way you not just the way you approach work, but especially the way you're going to live work and your career, because it's just going to shift your perspective on a very deeper level. And with that shift, all of that abundance is going to come in for you. And it's just like such a 180 from the past, but even where you are right now at this point in time. And this doesn't have to, like, this shift doesn't have to take long. It doesn't feel like, for many of you, it's like a long, it doesn't feel like a long time that this shift will take. Of course, it will vary depending on each person, but for some of you might be also the whole process quite fast, because you did put already quite a lot of hard work in the past. So depending on the career that you have, the shift might be very, very fast. It's mostly like the challenging part is facing this fear, which is, I feel like, for some of you, is both the fear of failure, but also success, which is, it's tricky. It sounds like so paradoxical, but I mean, I've been there, and I feel like it's a real thing. It's very, very real. And the only way we can do is walk through it and trust and have faith. But I feel like, honestly, the cards for you group are extremely positive, and ultimately, like, I will not really, I will not, like, hold back anymore, because you're just there. And, bringing it back to the cards that we saw at the beginning, you are the joy seeker. I feel like one big part is as well, like, the same with the sun. You can see, I'm gonna show it to you better. She has the sun, a huge sun at the center. And I feel like it's important that you follow your joy. It's important that even within your career, that there is a sense of, like, you celebrating and enjoying the process. It's not just working hard and having a hard time just because it's work or because it's money. Not at all. Like, there is an element of you finding your joy in the process, and the element of excitement and radiance and luminosity for you within this environment that maybe at the moment is not super present, but you can 100% create it, and it's gonna be so much better than you expect. So I'm gonna pick a few more cards for you just for some extra messages. We have Lyra with confidence, purpose, potential, fulfillment. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It just gives me, again, this vibe of like the empowerment that we were talking about before, where like it's now you believing, and I love that she has like this sort of tiger dress, and there is this tiger cat, and yeah, she's a lioness. There is an element of like confidence that is embodied by this card, that it's needed in the process of, especially of this change, because yeah, you don't know exactly how things are going to shift, or how people will take whatever change you'll be asking for, or you know, like how will people respond within your company and within your work environment. And it is like you need confidence for that. You need to kind of like going for it, like not knowing exactly how things are gonna work out, you know, like, and it does take like courage and confidence. So this is such an important element that I feel like you are fully gonna embody, especially because there is such a fulfilling aspect afterwards, you know, out of it, that it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. I love this. We have Pleiades, and we have healing, compassion, understanding, and peace. Already is, I love it. It's just the feeling that I'm getting out of this is incredible. It's like almost this yin yang sort of like vibe, where it's like on one side you're gonna get kind of like, I don't want to say more fiery, but there is an element of activating that confidence and letting go whatever like negative belief about you're not enough, or there is not enough money, and just embodying that fierceness. And equally afterwards there is this element of like gentleness that comes in, the softness of the healing that comes in for yourself in the first place, this self-compassion of like, you know, it's like things don't need to be harsh, you know, especially within your mind, especially within yourself. Like things can be also like gentle and beautiful for you, and flow in a way that, even work-wise, in a way like they can flow incredibly well, and at the same time you can have peace and understanding, and it doesn't have to be a struggle, even if you make a lot of money, or even if your business is booming, whatever you might be doing, like for career. And it's like this element of, in a sense, you can have it all, you know, you can have success and also be at peace and not be stressed, you know, and not be completely run down by your mind and whatever negative thoughts are there. So I love the duality of this, because it just gives me this sense of like wholeness, you know. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So what else we have? Oh, I love this. Look how gorgeous this is. Releasing. One set. Yeah, like within the process, as we said before, there is the need of release these past belief, you know, this past negative belief, but equally as well the present situation of the things that need to shift. So of course releasing is very much needed within the process, and there is no way around that. It's just there is really no way around that, and that's okay, because it is an integral part of the process. But again, as we said before, as we saying through the reading, there is so much more, there is so much for you coming through that is so worth it. Then even though if the moment of releasing is uncomfortable, sometimes it can be, or feel uncomfortable, it's so worth it that you'll be like, okay, you know, it's tough at times, but it's so worth it that I'm gonna keep going. And then I'm gonna take one more card for you, which is this one. One flower, take a risk. I love it. Yeah, it's this jump, you know, in the moment you do, like it's all linked to this 8 of Cups that we were looking at before. There is an element of being scared of taking that step. And whether again is even the fear of success, you know, like, but you have to have the willingness to take a risk. It's just not, I feel like both of these two cards, releasing and take a risk, they kind of state the obvious of like, it's like you need to do the work, the internal work, and just be willing to go there in order to manifest the reality of your next chapter in your career. And it's, yes, it is challenging in the moment, but it's going to be so rewarding afterwards that, you know, you will be like, when you know, it's easier when we look back that you're like, oh my god, how could I ever be scared of that, or ever been scared of taking that step? But, you know, when we are in the moment, it feels like a bigger wall that it is while we look back. So I can promise you that the wall, even if it seems big, is gonna be tiny when you look back at it. And yeah, such a positive future or next chapter of your career. So I really hope you're gonna go fully 100% for it. And yeah, gonna wish you all the best. So I'm really excited for you guys. So you're very welcome to let me know in the comments if this resonated, if you have a work relation that's very much fitting this, and please let me know. I'll be curious to hear. And hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like to support me, please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and hope to see you in my next one. Bye. Hi Pal 2, if you chose this piece of tiger eye, then this is your reading on the next chapter of your career. So really excited to see what we got for you. I also picked like an extra card just as sort of setting the tone of the reading. And this is so beautiful, by the way. I love it, the colors. We have deep inward journey. You will be rewarded for the work. How can you alchemize your fear? Very good question. We will wait within the at the end of the reading, but we're just gonna keep it in here, sort of as a reminder through the reading. And I'm gonna place the cards first, and then we're gonna get into the meaning of them. And for each card, I've also picked a clarifier. It's two different tarot decks, so some cards might be repeating itself, of course in different position, or maybe in the same, who knows? No, not in the same in this case. Okay. I feel already like this reading, even though it's career based, there is an element to it that is quite emotionally based. We're gonna get into it in a second, but yeah, very beautiful also. But yeah, I'm a bit more there is an emotional element into this. Okay, so the first two cards I'm gonna show you to you closer as well, because with the light you don't really see them too super well. We have the Hermit and the Emperor. I love that you got two major arcana for this. And these two cards represent sort of like the current position you're in at the moment. And I feel like with the Hermit, I mean actually both of them, I feel like on one side you are very skilled when it comes down to like leadership, the work environment. You know how to manage, you know how to deal with things, you have the authority, you have the skills, you have the energy that belongs to a leader. And that is like a huge thing that sets you apart, in a sense, already sets you ahead. But at the same time, I feel like, and we're gonna get more in depth with the next card, like with the Hermit, there is a part of it that hasn't really fully gone yet for your desire, your wish in terms of like your career. You've been kind of like doing great, but it doesn't feel like you were necessarily pursuing what your heart wanted. I get a sense it's like whatever you did so far, it was incredibly good for everybody's standards, but because you haven't really fully begin what you really your heart wish. So there is a sense of like almost there is almost a sense of retreating from your own dream, at least when it comes down to the work and the career reality, which is a pity because you already have everything that you need to succeed to begin with. So we're gonna get like in the next cards that are like actually represent the challenge or the obstacle, current issue that you might be facing with this. And we have the Ten of Cups and the King of Wands. And interesting enough, the Ten of Cups is normally a very positive card. But in this context, what it kind of tells me, and especially connected to what I was just saying before, I feel like maybe you have prioritized other people's needs, especially if, like, for example, you have a family. You kind of like cater more to the needs of the people that you cared about, whether it's a partner, a full family, and you didn't really give yourself the space and the time to even feel in the first place what is that you want to manifest out of your heart. Like, you had to do what you had to do for work because of responsibilities and ties to maybe even your extended family. It doesn't have to be necessarily just like your partner and a child, but it could be like even close friends or like extended family, people that you care about. Even within the company that you work, it could even be this element of sort of, I want to say, emotional manipulation, where there is this element of you feeling that you have to sort of make them happy, or just you have more responsibility also on the emotional level that you really is not really yours to take on, you know. And and it can be also the idea of like the values that your family has. For example, if you have a family that is very traditional and they wanted you to get to begin with when you started working like a traditional job because it was more secured, and you chosen that instead of going for the thing that made you passionate, that, you know, nobody knew if it was gonna work out or not. And so there is this element of like prioritizing other people's needs or opinion over your own dreams or desire when it comes down to your career. And I can see as well with the King of Wands that is like the reason why else that happened is because you are very reliable and hardworking person. So it's like, in a sense, some people, I don't want to say they took advantage of that, but there is like you give a sense of stability to a lot of people, and sometimes that get used against you because you are the reliable person. Like, there is a sense of identity also with that, you know, people count on you, so you don't want to disappoint them, but that not disappointing them also led you to not really fully pursuing what you wanted to pursue work-wise. And, you know, now we go to the next card, which are like sort of your strength or your skills that can help you. And interesting enough, we have the Six of Pentacles reverse and then the Ace of Swords. And I can see with the Six of Pentacles reverse that is like links in with what I was just saying before, is like, I feel like maybe with the dynamic of the people that I've been talking about, there's been an element of, I don't want to say power dynamics, but inequality, where you've been giving more than you've been receiving back. There is something that is unbalanced, and this is the whole theme of the reading, where these people have taken so much out of you, whether you're aware of it or not, and also you have allowed that to happen, and you're a very generous person, and some people abuse that generosity. So in a sense, it's like a positive trait that you have. So this is generosity has been taken not just for granted, but has been also abused, and has led you to, of course, like not pursue your desired career and what you really wanted to do. And equally, like, I feel like as a gift, because being generous is still like a beautiful gift, you know, like, and it's still something that you just need to, it is like a strength, because you just have to turn inwards, start to become generous with yourself, with your dreams and what you want to achieve, because at the core of it is a beautiful quality to have. And then we have the Ace of Swords, and I feel like you have the capacity, once you kind of become aware of things, to really cut through the root of the issue. So once you do get the clarity of what the problem is, it's like you don't really like, you know, therefore like there are also the amazing qualities of leader that you have. It's like you're like, okay, I get it now, enough, I cut this out, new chapter, new beginning. And you have the capacity. A lot of people take a very long time to do that. And I feel like once you do become aware of the imbalance, you have the skills to be able to, okay, now it's time to shift something, because something is not quite right. And this is a huge asset within this situation. Then we have like the sort of the opportunity or the potential opportunity that may come in your way within the situation. And we have the Tower and the Ace of Cups. I'm smiling because it's like sometimes like the Tower is quite a negative card, but depending where you place it, it has a completely different meaning. And I feel like even though there is it represented a difficult situation, it represents something that breaks down. In this case, it's an opportunity, because you breaking down, like, this is a card that speaks about breaking down the foundation of something that wasn't solid to begin with. So your opportunity is, now that you're becoming aware of this. So if you are in a situation like this, something inside you will resonate, and it will be like, yes, I know what you're talking about. So if none of this resonates, this is not a reading for you, and you should definitely choose a different pile. But if what I said until now resonated, then, you know, like, you became aware of the situation, you know what I'm talking about, or what I'm talking about. And this Tower moment is, for how painful it is, a huge opportunity, because it helps you to break down this foundation, this almost illusion of something that was truly just holding you back. And it doesn't mean that you have to break all the relationship with these people, especially if they're family members or partners. But what you're going to break is the dynamic where you stop prioritizing your dreams and you place other people, you give more than you receive, and then you don't really follow your dreams in terms of your career. So I feel like this is going to be a sudden change, or like this revelation, or this like awakening. And it's not going to feel great when it happens, but it's such a huge opportunity, because it's this door for you to walk away from a situation that is not serving you, and is not serving your highest good, especially within, of course, the career factor. And as well with the Ace of Cups, I can see like that within this shift and within this change, sorry, one of the major things that's going to happen is like this element of self-love. So like this generosity that we were talking about before is going to be turned more inwards. So there's going to be more sense of self-love, more like capacity of prioritizing your dreams, which is like, the feeling is wonderful. It's like, oh my God, yes, yes. And for some of you, this involves as well moving. Maybe completely moving away from, or taking like a break from the people that you were living with, whoever they may be, or just changing city, or just simply changing house, even if you're not change country or city. But there might be like a move that, of course, this might not be the same for everybody, but there might be an element of moving your house that can be part of this shift, and it can be something very very positive for you. And for example, if you were on the fence before listening to this reading of like, oh, shall I move, shall I not, I don't know what to do, this is your sign. Yes, move. Yes, please move. Change house, change country, change something, like a location wise, because this is your sign. If you were not thinking about that, maybe this message is not for you. But for the ones that were thinking about this and this reading resonated, then take it as a sign. And then we have in the next card sort of like the potential future direction or outcome that can come with this current path. And we have the Page of Wands and the Five of Wands. And I feel like this shift that you're gonna make is gonna piss some people off, you know, like it's just, I'm just gonna say it how I see it. It's not gonna make some people happy, especially the people that you were giving so much to. They're not gonna be necessarily supportive at the beginning. But what is gonna happen is that it's gonna open a brand new chapter for you to be able to at least like, it's gonna be like doors opening to limitless potential for your career and your future, to manifest a career that is really aligned to your dreams. And there is a lot of element of adventure, excitement, you know, like it's the beginning stage of something really exciting. And maybe you're still kind of finding out exactly for some of you what that dream is and what you want to manifest, but it's like you will have all the doors open once you do make this shift. And as I said, the people that you were involved with before, they might not be super supportive, and that's okay. Sometimes there is no way around it, and yeah, it's just how it is. Sometimes you have to prioritize yourself and your dreams, and the people that really don't, you know, get in line with that for a long time, then maybe they're not supposed to be in your life, and that's also okay. But yeah, there is a sense of like huge element of finally like having amazing ideas, like discovery, like and excitement, just really you enjoying yourself, like finding the path of your dream career, really your dream job, dream career, whatever definition you want to give it to. And then we have the final two cards that are like sort of the advice, guidance on the best steps to take in order to move forward. And we have the Five of Swords and the Ace of Wands. And I feel like this is quite a repetition of what I just said, but I feel like with the Five of Swords is like, you know, this, you changing so much and rocking so much the boat will create with some people some sort of like hostility and disagreement. Is just, there is, as I was just saying before, there is not so much way around that. And I feel like more than anything, it's important to actually get on board with the fact that it's gonna be how it's gonna be. And sometimes there is no way around unpleasantness. Unpleasantness? I'm sorry, like, so, I know that word, but yeah, I apologize for my pronunciation. And like sometimes it's just how it is, but it will get back within the future. But in the present moment when you will do the shift, it's gonna be unpleasant for a little while, until like these people will just kind of like either completely fall out of your life, or they just get on board pretty much. And with the Ace of Wands is like as well this element, once you at least you accept that this is gonna be unpleasant and some people will not necessarily be supportive, it's gonna be this like incredibly amazing beginning, you know, like it's just there for you. But it's a beginning because also we have so many aces, almost have all the aces, it's amazing. It's such a huge beginning that is a completely brand new chapter. It's not just the next chapter of your career, it's a brand new one, but it's a chapter where you really follow your dreams and you go for truly what you want, because you do have the capacity to achieve it in the first place, as we said at the beginning. So it's just, it feels so exciting. There is so much excitement with this Ace of Wands, because it's like it's freedom. It feels also as well like it's freedom. You can fully be free finally to choose your path. And to manifest it as well, not just choose it but manifest it too, and it's beautiful. And I want to circle back to this card that we picked at the beginning, and you know, like it was saying, deep inward journey. And I feel like there is an element of this, as we said as well, because it's emotion, because it's linked with dynamic with people. It kind of, a lot of this is internal with you. And there's going to be such a huge reward of this blossoming once you go through this process and you alchemize, you know, like how can you alchemize your fear? You know, if you have the fear, for example, this shift, this change, what is going to happen with this relationship that you have, it's, you know, you have to be willing to alchemize the fear, because in as a reward, you're gonna have your own freedom. You're gonna have your own dreams even, you know, like, so it's so important and positive that it's, I mean, yes, you can live, you could continue living without really going for it and go for your dreams and just stay in a comfort zone of something that you know how to do, but you're not really fully rewarded by it. But it's like, why would you limit yourself to that, right? So you have so much more that you can experience and you can enjoy and live that is there for you to take if you wanted to. So I'm gonna take a few more cards for you for some additional extra messages. And we had, I love the card, that was so beautiful. We have Andromeda, spiral path, higher light, deeper love. I love it. Look at this guy, such a good vibe. I love it so much. Yeah, I mean, feels like you finding your own calling, you know, like within career, like, but not just like your own calling, like it's just what you wanted to do, is something that brings you deeper love, deeper light, because work is not just meant to be hard or a way to make money. Like, work can be like a path, a passion, purpose, and this is gonna, you know, this shift and this change is gonna support you to really walk that path that is so much deeper and rewarding than the life that you've been living up to now. Definitely is on the work side, for sure. And then we have another card. We have Leo with big-heartedness, fierceness, and boldness. Yep. I mean, this says it all, but there is an element of having to be fearless in this process, because it's gonna rock the boat, and some people will not be happy about it. And what could we do? You know, like, you could stay in your shell and not break out of it and quote unquote make people happy, but you will be unhappy. And all you can do is just live as fearless as you can live, leading with the heart, of course, like still keeping in account other people's feeling. It's not about being mean or anything, but like still be heart-centered, but still make decisions that are like really healthy for you and healthy for your dreams and the path that you want to go down to. Or at least the freedom to find out that path if you don't know exactly what it's going to be or what you would like it to be. And also with Leo, I feel like for some of you, maybe there is, maybe you are yourself a Leo, or there might be a person coming in your life that has some important Leo placement that will support you in this shift. It could be. Then we have, beautiful, this is protection, ring around the moon. I love it. I feel like the protection that he's talking about is protection for your own earth, really, because you've been so generous with your time and energy, and in a sense it's like you haven't really protected your desire, your dreams, and your heart, and it's important to put them at this point at the forefront and also protect them in the same way, you know, because it's they're important. You're important, they are important, and they're valuable. You are valuable, and it's time to step in your light and, you know, like, you know, find what you love and do what you love, and also to put yourself first, you know, and protect your heart in the process. So I think it's great. Oh, I love this. Look at that. We have moon dance with celebration. Yes, yes, yes. I feel like once this process, which it will vary also, longer will last for some of you, especially if there is a move or things like this, but once the process will start and you will allow yourself to the freedom to explore, you know, what is there, like, and to explore the possibilities that are there for you work-wise and your dreams, there's going to be so much celebration. Your life will become celebration. I think this is kind of like more a representation of your life afterwards, you know, because work is a big part of our life, and we, you know, many of us work for more hours than we do other things, you know, so we want everything to be aligned and something that we can enjoy. So I feel like your life is gonna become way more a celebration than what it is right now, what has been. So very exciting for you, very, very beautiful, with so much possibility for growth and depth that maybe you didn't even thought possible. So yay, excited for you guys. Pile number 2, very excited. Please let me know in the comments if this reading resonated, if you have a similar situation, just, you know, like I would be just really curious to know. And if you'd like to support me, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be super grateful, and also like the video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye. Hi Pile 3. If you chose this piece of crystal quartz pyramid, then this is your reading on the next chapter of your career. Very excited to see what we got for you. So I picked some tarot cards, but also an extra card as a like sort of the underlying energy of the reading. This is so beautiful. We have the how is the now. I love it. What has your intuition been trying to tell you? Look how beautiful this is. I love it. Really excited for your reading. It's already looking good. Alright, I'm just gonna place first all the cards, and then also the clarifier for each card, and then we're gonna get into the remaining. I love that we have the High Priestess. Intuition. Yay. I love it. Okay. Wow. I'm really liking this reading. I'm gonna tell you exactly all the cards that I got step by step. Oh wow. This is beautiful. I'm so excited for you guys. Alright, so we're gonna begin with the first 2 cards. And these are like really the sort of like the current position where you are right now in your career. And we have the Queen of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. And what these 2 tells me is that you've been working quite a lot on yourself, on like, you know, like perfecting your skills, perfecting your craft, putting in a lot of like time and effort to really become good at what you do. And there is an element with as well the 7 of Pentacles that you also been putting in a lot of work, and it's like you're so close at the reward time. You're almost like in this waiting phase where it's like you're aware that you put in a lot of work already, and you're like, okay, when is this gonna manifest? I'm ready, you know, like I've done the work, you know, like on myself, on the outer work, on the outer part, like I'm ready to, sort to speak, cash in, you know, like on what I've been on the effort I've been putting on, and on the time and the energy that I've been investing in everything that I learn, everything that I've been doing to build my career. And I think that's beautiful energy to be with, because it's like, it feels like a very aligned, it feels like, you know, it's clearly gonna come for you, and it's meant to come for you because, not just because you're lucky, but because you've really put the work in, and you haven't just been cruising, you know, like you've really put the effort and the dedication feels like a key word with this. So that's beautiful. And then we have the next 2 cards, which are like the sort of the challenges or obstacles that you're currently facing. And we have the Fool on reverse and the Knight of Cups. And I feel like, it's interesting. They feel like very small challenges, I want to be honest, but they might seem from outside bigger than what they are, which is the case for many things really. But in some cases, some challenges do take longer and they're like more prominent. But I feel like in this specific case is, you know, it's a small fraction that you need to work on. But I feel like with the Fool in reverse is like there is an element of maybe you not having fully open up and trust the universe, you know, like that, you know, like on how things are going to manifest, because maybe because you put so much work in that you have a sort of an expectation how things are going to manifest, and it's like, oh, you want them maybe in a certain way, and things don't work. Even when you put the work in, things don't necessarily pan out in the exact way that sometimes we expect them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And there is an element of having to open more to the universe and how that is going to be delivered to you, and in which path. And I feel like this is a very specific message that I'm getting with the Knight of Cups, but it might be valid just for some of you. Maybe some of you have attached this sense of reward to a person that is gonna sort of the knight in shiny armor that is gonna come in and fix everything for you, even though you already put the work in. It's just this kind of like sense of like having this almost story in your head that is like, oh, you know, once I meet that person, and then things will just, you know, fall into place. And it's like that person has nothing to do with you and the effort that you put in for your own career. It's not like somebody's gonna come and give you the dream job because of them, you know, like it's because of you in the work that you put in. So it feels like there is some focus put on the outside of you, on another person that may be supposed to give you something, like maybe a partner that is supposed to fix certain things, or even like a person that's going to offer you that specific job, when in reality it's not like that at all, you know, like the universe is going to deliver you exactly what you need, maybe not in the way that you expect. And there is this is a specific message. There is a specific, again, it might be valid for some of you, but there might be a specific image that you have in your head, which it feels like the image and the word that is coming is like this childish picture that you have in your mind that is it's not true. Maybe it's like from a Disney movie or a Disney cartoon, but the reality is a bit different, and there is something that is important to let go within that image, because that itself stops the universe from delivering you what you need and what is meant to manifest. Not really stops it, maybe it just slows it down, but you definitely owe the reward that you've been working for. It might just come in a very different way than you expect. That's why I was saying it doesn't feel like a big blockage. It just feels like an internal shift, you know, letting go of like an idea, you know, that you have, nothing more. So that's pretty good. Then we have the next cards, like sort of your strengths and or capacity in the situation that can support you. And we have the Five of Cups and the Ten of Cups. And I feel like with these two cards is like, weirdly enough, like the Five of Cups is quite like sad card, you know, like emotionally charged card. But I think in this specific reading, this specific position, what it kind of tells me is like, in your life you've tried different things and you've already been disappointed by some situation. You already, you know, went through grief, sadness. You've already mourned some things. You've already had failures in some things, you know, like, and maybe quite a few, you know, like, because this is life. So in a sense, there is something in you that became resilient because of that, of like, you're now a little bit less scared than the majority of people of like, what if that is gonna fail? What if, you know, because you've already been through it. There is something within you that already knows that is not a bigger deal as it seems if things were not supposed to work out in a specific way, because there is always learning after failure. So I feel like this is really, really beautiful, because it's now something that was maybe negative before is actually something that gives you strength. So that is fantastic. And as well with the Ten of Cups, what I can see and feel that you probably have a very supportive system around you, whether it is a very beautiful family member, somebody that like you have, maybe few, you don't have to have many really good friends or like good family member, but there is like a small but a very solid system that you have around you that is, you're not aware, maybe you are, maybe you're not, but how incredibly like what an incredible strength that is, because it kind of gives you that sense of like understanding this deeper layer of like failure versus like success, and just has part of cycle of life, and it gives you this sense of grounding of you know there are people you can always count on, and that will be always there for you no matter what, and that feels very, very healthy and very, very positive. Then we have the next card there, which like they're like the opportunities or potential opportunities coming to you. And we have the High Priestess and the Queen of Pentacles. Oh my god, this is so exciting. This is where the intuition, but we're gonna weave it in later, comes in. But I feel like there is gonna be an amazing opportunity work-wise coming to you. And it can be something that, you know, somebody that maybe does offer you a job, a contact that you know that is possibly unexpected, is not necessarily the person that you were thinking in the first place, you know, when we were talking about the Knight of Cups. But there is like this amazing business opportunity coming through, whether it's you starting your own business, but everything is linked with your intuition. So if it's like something that is your own project, is like something that you channeled, that came through you, like that felt like a deep yes within, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna be very, whatever venture this is gonna be very lucrative. It's gonna be extremely like positive. Not just, it doesn't feel only on the economical level, but also like on an emotional fulfillment level. So it's extremely aligned, fully aligned with you, and it's gonna be very rewarding. But it's something that your intuition immediately will say like, this yes, 100% yes. There is not even a trace of doubt whatsoever when this job or opportunity or offer or idea that comes to you will be presented to you. It will be an immediate yes. So it's just about kind of like jumping on the boat, because it's like it's there. I feel like this is kind of the reward that you've been waiting for. This is just a different person, a different thing that you might have expected. But it's very much an immediate yes from intuition what's it gonna come to you, because it's gonna be huge yes. Then we have the potential future or direction if you continue if things continue going in this path. And we have a Lovely, Temperance, and the Three of Cups. And what this tells me is that this new opportunity is not just only gonna bring you balance, as I was saying, like this sense of balance between life, of like the practicality of life, the money making, but also this emotional fulfillment. It will bring you balance and healing within your routine. Something, because maybe it will make you more settled, having more money before like you were waiting for some money to come in. And this is gonna give you that sense of like peace and tranquility and serenity, where everything will feel like more taken care of. And with the Three of Cups, I can see as well that there's gonna be so much celebration, you know, like because of those people that you had around you, that were your support system, they're gonna be so ready to celebrate you, like, and to be ready to enjoy with you, because they're true friends, you know, they're true people that care for you, whether it's again family members or friends. They're just 100% there for you, and they're so ready to celebrate and enjoy the success that you will achieve, because it feels like it's gonna come soon. Honestly, I get this sense it's gonna be quite soon. It just feels like quite around the corner. And then we have the last two cards, like this sort of like advice or guidance on the let's say on the best step to take in order to move forward. I love it that we have, I'm gonna show it to you. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. There is so much money coming to you. I mean, I love it. So much abundance. But in terms of like how sort of the steps how to take this, I feel like it is important to have a focus on two different places. So the focus on the long term, because this opportunity is going to come to you, will allow you to build sort of like a long-term money. So to have the bigger picture of the long term, but equally also to have the picture of the step-by-step, like, because each step that you will take, it feels it's going to be like, it's going to be its own beginning. and it's important on its own. So it's like having the awareness in two places at once. So it's like the bigger picture, but also the present moment and the single step forward, because each of these steps, as I've already said, is going to be extremely important. And I feel like the key to all of this is really your intuition. And this is, I'm realizing like I'm speaking really fast. When I'm excited, I do this. It's like, this reading is like, yay, you go for it. So apologies for that. Too excited. But here, again, as I said, like what we saw at the beginning, the how is the now. What has your intuition been telling you? And I feel like your intuition will be the guiding light through all of these steps and these opportunities that will come to you. And this is the only thing that like will be very important for you to follow almost religiously, because it's gonna bring you to that place of fulfillment and abundance that will just make your life even more richer than what it is now. So this is really cool. Sorry guys, my battery died, so we're back at it now. Even though your reading feels already pretty complete, I just would like to get some extra cards just for some additional messages to see what else can be important for you to know. So we have Virgo, practicality, patience, organization, detail. I love it. It's beautiful. I feel like with this is like a really good timing, because Virgo is mostly in the month of September. So depending on when you're watching this reading, like maybe this offer that or this opportunity we were talking about, maybe September could be like an important month within this opportunity to manifest or for you to celebrate. So September might be of significance, or even the person that could end up bringing you the opportunity. If there is a person that is outside of yourself, could be a person that has some important Virgo placement. Yeah, and might even be a woman. Of course, not for everybody, but I feel like with the initial picture that you had, maybe it was something different. So maybe you were expecting like a man, and I feel like it's the opposite of what you were expecting in the first place, of somebody to bring you that kind of like opportunity, or like for the person that you were waiting for this change. Oh, we have two cards here. We have, well, I'm gonna do one at a time. We have Libra with diplomacy, balance, harmony, and compromise. I love this. With this, what I'm feeling with the Libra card is Libra placement can be also like important. So maybe like within September, October could be like 2 important months, or like as well like what we were saying about the woman that could be in that bringing you this opportunity. It could be like maybe Virgo, Libra. And I feel like especially with this Libra card, like there is an element of diplomacy that is important, and like, you know, like you can see that she has you know, like 2 things in hand, and she has like the scale, like this kind of sense of harmony with compromise. And I feel like with this opportunity that is gonna come, like you will need to integrate some things and take things step by step. But I feel like you're gonna have harmony, because I feel like this speaks about the same of the Temperance card. It's like you're gonna have way more harmony when the opportunity is gonna show up versus, for example, now. There's gonna be like more harmony between like your income and your needs being met, and how much you enjoy life, and the balance between your work and social life. I feel like it's gonna actually bring more balance, and as well as organization and the practical aspect of life that maybe prior to that were slightly out of balance. So it's gonna be like a very positive, it's gonna have positive effect on multiple aspects. And then we have Dark Moon, ending experience integration advice. And I feel like with this is like there's gonna be a lot of wisdom that you're gonna sort of collect through this experience. And I feel like, you know, you're gonna like let go of like a previous chapter, which wasn't, you know, is more like this waiting phase, or is this kind of like sort of, as I was speaking before, like I want to say like a childish picture that you had in mind, like that maybe was there for a long time and maybe in an unconscious way. But it's like there is a maturing coming from that, of like deepening into your own intuition, deepening your own truth, and coming out of it like a way more mature version of yourself. Emotionally and spiritually as well. I'm feeling both of them, and with that you're gonna be able to manifest like all of these opportunities that will bring you to this long-term sort of like picture where you're gonna have all of this abundance coming through, and as well balance, which is the main aspect, the abundance and the balance. Then we have, I feel like these 2 more cards. Okay, I love it. We have boundaries, and I feel like this is very important when, especially, I love that they have the same colors, especially when we want to grow with something and we want to change something. It's really important to set some boundaries. And I feel like these boundaries are not specifically towards other people, because I'm feeling like the people, as we were saying before, that you have around you, they're actually really supportive for you, and it's like very balanced, either friendship or relation that you have around in your life, especially with the family members and friends. But there might be a sense of boundaries within yourself on how much you choose to prioritize work. Like you're gonna create some really good boundaries for yourself within the balance between work and social life, because they're both important. And they both need to have enough time and space to take place. And I feel like you're gonna become really good at balancing those out, and therefore bring you that harmony that you're gonna receive. And then we have Blood Moon with courage. Yeah, I feel like ultimately, you know, to fully trust your intuition, it does take a courage. You know, it's like living really authentically from this place, and I feel like you already actually have it. Like you because you already had this sense of failure, you already had your losses, and I feel like you're ready with, you know, like there is not that much fear surrounding you at this point that holds you back. I feel like what holds you back is very, very minimal, as we were speaking about before, and you already have the courage that you need. These are all things that you already have to take the next step and to say yes to the opportunity, and to recognize the opportunity when it comes. So this is very, very exciting for you, group number 3. I think it's gonna be honestly amazing. So very excited for the next chapter of your career. Yay! Please let me know if this reading resonated, or if it didn't. I'm really open to hear all your feedback. And if you'd like to support me, please subscribe to the channel, as well as like the video. And I'm hoping to see you in my next one. Bye! Hi Pile 4, if you chose this piece of Amethyst, then this is your reading on the next chapter of your career. Very excited to see what we got for you. So I've picked like a series of like tarot cards, but before we get into them, I would like to have a look at like the card that I picked as a general feeling for the reading that we will kind of weave in at the end of the reading. And we got for you the beautiful: eliminate distraction, stop shining lights on things that you are not. How can you reclaim your power? I love this. Perfect. We're gonna put it in here, and then we will kind of insert it at the end of the reading, towards the end of the reading. Okay, so we can have a look now at the tarot cards. I've picked like 6 cards plus clarifier for each card from 2 different tarot decks. And I'm going first to place them, and then we're gonna have a look at it one by one. And I will tell you probably because you're probably not seeing exactly which card they are. So we'll have a better look as soon as we get through them. Okay, very nice. Ooh la la, very nice. Okay, okay. All right, so we begin with the first two cards. And for you, we have the Four of Wands and the Nine of Wands. And these are really like the representation of your current state, like the current state of your career right now. And what these two cards together tell me is that you already have accomplished, in a sense, quite a lot work-wise. You already had some rewards, some successes, and you already celebrated some achievements that you reached. But I can see with the Nine of Wands that you got there being quite exhausted, and I'm getting a sense and a feeling also by having like an overview of the upcoming cards is like that even though you did succeeded what you've done so far in your career, there is something that at the basis of it wasn't that fulfilling and wasn't necessarily who you are or what you wanted to manifest it on a deeper level. It's just a path that you chose and you went with it, but it just felt like it wasn't specifically emotionally fulfilling for you. Even though you did have plenty of rewards and success already, because you did already put quite a lot of hard work into it, which also left you a little bit drained. Yeah, there is a sense of the cup being kind of like not full in terms of like energy and well-being, but it's like you're kind of like drained in the process of reaching this success. So the next two cards are like sort of the challenges or obstacles that you're currently facing or you might be facing. And we have the Four of Cups and the High Priestess. And what it comes to me when I look at these two cards as the challenges, because as I said, it's like I get a sense that even though you already received rewards and success within your current job or career or project, like there is a sense of like apathy. There is something that doesn't quite emotionally fulfills you. You've done what you were supposed to. You did it very, very well, and people applaud you for it, but internally there is something that is emotionally is not filling you. So there is quite a lot of discontent, even though technically from the outside you kind of already got there. For some people you already got there, but from your perspective from the inside, like you're like, I'm not feeling quite there. I'm actually not fulfilled and not really happy. And you kind of like feel like you almost missed some opportunities. And I feel like as well with the High Priestess, there's been like a lack of like really tuning into your intuition and your deeper wisdom. Like you probably kind of rely more on your logical mind and the logic, like the pure logic that comes from your brain. That you just, I'm supposed to do this because this is gonna give me this result, and you've done that and you actually have achieved it. So it's like in a sense that has bear fruits, but even with those fruits you're not satisfied and you're not very, very happy. So there is an element of like missing the link with your own inner voice. It's like you've, in the process of achieving what you achieved so far, you shut down your inner voice because you were like so focused on achieving what you wanted and you thought that that's what you wanted as well. But then once you got there, the celebration and at the success or like the manifestation of what you were working for, then you were like, yeah, this is not quite what I was hoping for, because you were expecting some emotional fulfillment that wasn't there. So it left you a little bit kind of like with like almost like a bitter taste in your mouth, because it's like, I've done all of this hard work, what for, you know? Even though there is a material reality that has been very positive, internally it doesn't feel like that, as I was mentioning before. Then we have the next set of cards that is like more of the strength or attributes that you have that can help you. We have, I'm going to show you from close. We have the Seven of Swords and the Judgment card. And what these cards tell me when I look at them in that position is that in terms of like strengths and quality, I feel like you might be somebody quite strategic with, you know, within a work context is very helpful because it's like, you know your steps, even like, you don't only know your next step, you know your next 3 steps, you know, you have quite a like sort of like a long-term views. And you can, once you have a goal, you can set that kind of like views in motion of like, okay, I know that this is my next step, this is the second, this is the third, like, and it's, for you, it's very kind of like, it's driven from the mind. It feels like you have quite a sharp mind. But it's very almost methodical, you know, like boom, 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 I know what to do, and like, I know the type of work I need to do. And I feel like in the same way, you're really good at reading people. Like you have a really good quality of, reading through the facade, especially when it in a work context. You can see when somebody is like scheming something, if they're being genuine, if they have been dishonest. It's like almost, sorry for the cough. Almost like you can see it from above, like you can see in this Judgment card, like you can see it from above, you can see like almost the whole picture of the person, how they behave. And you have a like, and I feel like it's a quality you have like that happens almost immediately, and that actually gives you a huge advantage because you can see where people are coming from and you can read them very, very well. And that might have created as well a sense of like this kind of a little bit of this bitterness, because it's like you became very methodical in the things that you did work-wise, and there is this element of losing touch with this aspect of the emotional fulfillment that, you know, wasn't really driven this part. So like this is a quality that you have, but at the same time might have driven you a bit more on the other side, yet they really helped you to succeed up to this point. And in this capacity of reading people is something that and sort of seeing through the intention really of the person on a deeper level is something that is gonna also help you in the future to achieve all the positive things are gonna come, because you cut through the fluff immediately in that sense with the people that you have in front of you and you work with and you collaborate. And then we have the next set of cards that is like the opportunity, the sort of like potential outcome that, the potential opportunities that might come in your way. And we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the Two of Wands. And, sorry. They're so tight here. Okay. I'm getting like a very interesting message, also because of looking at the Lovers card. I'm getting a sense that there will be a person, as an opportunity, there will be a person showing up within a work context that for some of you might actually become like a romantic partner. For others, it will become like a really good business partner. And because you have this capacity of really reading through the person, you'll be immediately like sort of stoked by how good they are, like especially within the work realities. Like it will be this immediate kind of like appreciation on their commitment, their level of hard working, their like values and what they stand for. And it will be somebody that you will immediately trust, so much to the point of like already making plans for the future, work-wise, at least on the basic level, at least work-wise. For some of you, you might just like appreciate the person immediately, but there is no romantic link to that. For some of you, it will be like a link that just grows, romantically speaking, but there will be in all the cases there will be this sense of appreciation for how they are as a person, and it will kind of lead you to already make plans to either kind of create a business together or to have like a sort of like a business endeavor together, that for you is already based on a more fulfilling base. So there is something that really, it's a place that comes a bit more from your intuition instead of just your rational mind, and it's something that you thought through after like this endeavor, like maybe something that also will be inspired by connecting with this person that's gonna show up. But it's like a work path that will be fulfilling for you, not just like achieving a goal and then feeling empty afterwards. So like you get so excited as soon as like you connect and meet this person, have enough time to at least talk to them, and then you will immediately start to make the two of you plans for this business endeavor that for some of you will also turn into a relationship and a romantic couple. But for some of you it will be just like a really good and solid business partner that will be throughout a long, like maybe all your life, but or most of your life, or throughout the length of the business itself. And in the next card we have actually the potential future direction or outcome that this can take with the current pattern. And we have, as I was saying before, this is so beautiful, the Lovers, and then we have Strength. And this is so good, so good and positive, because whatever new endeavor that you will decide to do, this is gonna be indeed fulfilling. This is gonna be not something that is gonna leave you drained, as we were looking at the 9 of Wands before. Like you got your success, but you were exhausted and you weren't unsatisfied on a deeper level. This new endeavor is gonna leave you like fresh as a flower. It's like you're gonna have more strength afterwards than when you begin, because it's something that's going to nurture you on a deeper level, not just like on an economical level. And as well, from the Lover cards, as I was saying before, is like it could be because for some of you this will become a romantic partner, so there is also the nurturing and loving aspect of the relationship that will be weaved into the business or the career. But for the ones that will not be romantic and it will be just like a business partner, there will be any way more emotional fulfillment and emotional harmony that will come from this career, this new business, this new project. And it feels like it's gonna be a very, very stable one. It's not just like a small thing that you will do and then it's gonna be done next thing. This might be the main project, main career, main work of your life that is gonna be like extremely important. Again, whether it's gonna be romantic or not, will have these elements of being extremely fundamental within your work career, that it might well be for many of you as well, the sort of the last main job. Instead of jumping to other careers, this will be it on the work level. Even though you might add additional projects, this feels like it's the one at least work-wise, and maybe also romantically, who knows. So that could be cool. 2 with 1 discount code. And then we have the last 2 cards with like sort of like the advice, guidance on how to best proceed and which steps to take in order to achieve that goal. And we have the Ace of Swords, and then we have the Page of Cups. And I love that with these two is like, again, like I get a sense of like you do have a very sharp mind, and this is a blessing as far as you balance it out with the connection with your heart and the connection with your intuition, because I feel like there is so many, you're gonna have so many like success and mental clarity because of the quality of your mind. You have a very, very clear, almost like a sword type of mind, but you have to keep it in check and not just let it run the show, but it also include a sense of like open-heartedness within the, not just like how you do things, it's like it's everything. Like when you look at the bigger picture, when you take an action, to always include the feeling, the heart part, because otherwise it will you will risk going backwards as you did before and just kind of drain yourself, because you just kind of think things from a logical point, and you don't include all that is that emotional fulfillment. That is extremely important. That is like really the key of something that is gonna shift your career. And again, it's like, if this person that is coming in is not just a business partner, but it's going to be as well a romantic partner, then of course this is going to be even more important, because the relationship and the career will be, in a sense, intertwined, at least for a period of time. And yeah, you want to be happy, both you and your partner. So it's really important to include this emotional fulfillment. And I want to reintegrate as well the card that we picked at the beginning that said, eliminate distraction, stop shining light on things that you are not. How can you reclaim your power? And I feel like with this is like, I feel like this is really talking about the power of the heart. Everything is kind of pink, and like, eliminate the distraction of like the things that, you know, you were driven from before, like in terms of career, and the things that you did achieve that didn't really fulfill you, to just kind of like redirect your focus towards things that are more connected to your heart, and they're more in line with something that is truly fulfilling. Because otherwise there is nothing more that you can get so much money and you can achieve so many other successes, but if you're not fulfilled at the end of the day, what is the point? So I'm gonna get a few more cards for you, just to see if there is any more extra messages that come through. And we have, I don't know how to pronounce this, Cygnus? Let me know. Maybe, I think so, yeah. With grace, divinity, elevated consciousness, and royalty. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh my God, I love it. I feel like this really tuning into your heart is really like the sort of next level. There is something about the elevated consciousness where it's just a deeper, like, it's not just the mundane material things which you already anyway succeeded at. Is this level, like, is this refinement. There is a refinement with this that is fulfilling on all fronts. And even if the person that you're gonna meet is not gonna be your partner, it will also open up the way for your romantic partner to come in, because your life will be emotionally way more fulfilling. And there is a sense of like grace coming through, because it's like everything will align so beautifully. That will be like magical. It gives me this sense of like magical element that there is none of that when you're just coming from the mind, from a very methodical and strategic point of view. You know, this is magic happens in places where we allow the heart and the intuition to come in. So that's very exciting. And we have as well Cancer with nourishment, self-protection, and intuition. I love this. I feel like these are multiple things. So the person that come into the picture could have some important Cancer placement. It could also mean that you will meet the person in Cancer time, which is happening very soon in July, if you're watching at the time I'm posting this. But you know, like, this is a timeless reading. So for example, if you're watching this in December, that can mean that the person that you can meet, it will be around July time, or whenever year you whatever month you're watching this. And as well that there is this element of nourishment. And I mean, intuition, come on, it's like what we've been talking about the whole reading. So we're, yeah, like really it's like started to prioritize different things in order to achieve a more fulfilling life. And I feel like this business partner, first of all, but maybe also romantic partner is going to come through, will also support you with this, because they will have a really good balance with their work and emotional life. Like a Cancer is also like one of the most, I think, if not the most sensitive zodiac sign out of the whole zodiac. So it's there is an element of like really being in touch with your feelings, and a person that coming in to be able to support as well with that, because they have it like more naturally. Then we have like moonrise with cleansing, and I feel like there is an element of like having, I don't know if cleansing the mind, but this element of like cleansing around like this thing that you thought like you had to achieve, or like this negative as well sense of like this apathy and discontent that you were feeling. Like it's a cleanse of a little bit more than anything in your mind. Yes. And I love that, you know, there is a full rainbow here, you know. It's like, in a sense, it's like you need to, like, the cleanse will lead you to see way more colors afterwards, to lead you to this magic that we were talking about before, where, yeah, the moment of the cleansing might not be so much fun, but then afterwards it's gonna open so many more doors for you, and especially internally, where you will have a wider spectrum. Instead of just one color, you will have a full rainbow in front of you. And then we have Moonstruck, Take a Breath. And I feel like this, especially with the work part, where, you know, you do need to take a breath and kind of tuning into your heart and your intuition, or just kind of like this element of go, go, go. Even though your mind is incredible, you have the strategy, you can read people, it's really important to tune into yourself and allow this space, this emotional space to come in, because you will want to also immediately recognize this person when it's going to show up. And for that, you cannot be busy, right? Like, you cannot be caught up in too many things. Otherwise, it's like, I mean, you will recognize, I get a feeling you could recognize them anyway, because it will be something that will be very evident to you, who they are. But it's important to take this moment to acknowledge your intuition, yourself, your feelings, because it will just make the process and the change so much smoother. And as well, it will, if you've been feeling this feeling of like sense of apathy, or, you know, like feeling unfulfilled, taking a breath will also give you this moment of, yes, I need to feel this. It might be a little bit unpleasant, but, you know, then the nice part, you're gonna open the door for the nice feelings to come through as well. First is the uncomfortable one, but then, you know, like once you kind of feel through them, then it's like you will have the space to see what wants to come through as well, in terms of like this new business venture that is gonna be incredibly emotionally fulfilling as well, apart additionally from being like rewarding and successful. So it sounds very good. Very, very good. So I feel like this reading is completed. I hope you guys resonated. You're very welcome to let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to support me, I would appreciate so much if you could subscribe to the channel and also like the video. And I'm hoping to see you in my next one. Bye guys.